Welcome to the latest edition of the Kemp IT Law vlog. I'm Deirdre Moynihan. This vlog looks at some of the key considerations for the implementation of the General Data Protection Regulation for the professional services industry. While professional firms are uniquely placed to assist businesses with GDPR compliance, GDPR creates a number of new regulatory and business concerns for the firms themselves. From a regulatory perspective, the key points include: 1. Transparency and accountability are front and centre. Firms need to be able to show and explain how and why they are taking certain steps to comply. 2. New obligations are imposed on firms as data processors, and data processing agreements will need to be more detailed and more onerous for processors. And 3. Firms may be subject to a fine of up to 4% of global turnover for breach. From a business perspective, the key points include: 1. GDPR's requirement that data subjects receive more detailed information about processing. 2. Clients are likely to seek to impose more onerous storage, security and processing requirements on firms. And 3. Privacy should be by default and by design. As yet, limited guidance on the specifics of the GDPR has been issued by data protection regulators. Taking the following steps sooner rather than later should increase the likelihood of compliance with the GDPR by 25 May 2018. If firms have not already started to do so, they should review their electronic and paper systems and ask what, where, why, how, who can access, and how long can I keep this? Questions for each type of personal data they hold as controller and/or processor. The answers to these questions should be used to prepare a GDPR compliance plan that covers any steps required to legitimize processing, the creation and updating of appropriate policies, any steps required to update services agreements where a third party processes personal data, the creation and implementation of processes for dealing with subject access requests and breaches, for adding and deleting data or contracts, updating data processing wording in staff handbooks, engagement terms, on websites, in privacy policies and on email footers, and finally, training and communication of all staff who process personal data. If you would like to find out more about GDPR, please see our blogs and events at www.kempitlaw.com.